Welcome to Monday Night Live with Ira Miller. And so as I was saying that you couldn't lip read, was that we are trying something new. And that's always whenever we try something new, there's complications, something happens. So I apologize about the audio. So we have that straightened out. And so what are we doing new? All right, so as many of you were here when I had my anniversary show, my kids, Jamie and Joey, gave me those cool, risky business Wayfarer sunglasses. And they had cameras in those glasses. Well, come to find out, those glasses would only work on Facebook. They didn't work on YouTube. So rather than fighting that battle about trying to get them to work on YouTube, we actually had to put our minds together, our heads together, excuse me, and we had to figure out how we're going to get these Meta glasses to work on YouTube. So what we thought was, well, this is a great problem to have, because now what we're doing tonight, for the very first time, we're streaming live not only to YouTube, but to Facebook as well. So I'm thinking we're cross-platforming, and so the next time I go out and I want to wear those glasses, then they'll live stream to Facebook, and then Facebook will live stream over to, or cross-platform to Homes Around the Village's YouTube channel. So that's what we're doing tonight. So we are streaming again live to Facebook and YouTube, which I'm very excited about. We have a brand new program. Is it StreamYard or Streamlab?
Streamlabs.
Streamlabs Pro, which is going to let us live stream across all kind of platforms. We can live stream to X, formerly known as Twitter. Everybody always says that. I always wanted to say that. And then Instagram is obviously Facebook as well. So if we're cross-platforming to Facebook, I'm sure we would show up on Instagram as well. So we like to say that we are the social media experts. So we had to go down this trail, and we're going to go across all the platforms. So anyways, so this way it'll be just as easy for you to go to Facebook if you want, or here, which most of you I think are on my YouTube channel, because that's where everybody has always gone. All right, so there you go. That's kind of what I wanted to start off with. So as you can see, we are here in our office tonight rather than out there on a remote shoot, like we went to Lake Sumter Landing like 3 weeks ago, and then 2 weeks ago we went to Brownwood. And what happened last week? We didn't have a live stream last week.
I believe you were with your father.
My father.
I think so.
My father? No.
Or is it the other grandfather? It said you were having dinner with Granddad. So.
Jamie and Joey's grandfather, who is my Uncle Kaz. It was his birthday. So happy birthday, Grandpa Kaz. And yes, that's what it was. We were out to dinner with Grandpa Kaz, and now on Thursday I have my father-in-law's birthday. Both of them turned 80. So that was just something I couldn't miss, and I wanted to attend. So that's why I'm sorry we weren't here last week. And rather than just going ahead and doing it on Tuesday, we just said let's just go ahead and catch up tonight, and that's where we are. So a lot has happened. Cool things. First of all, thank you all for your input when we were in Brownwood. So guess what? Look what I have. This thing is a gimbal, okay? We can set it up on a table if we want to. This is by DJI, who makes my drone. But let's see how this thing works. We go ahead and stretch it out in there, and then we're gonna have to figure this out, Antonio.
You'll need the app to get it working. I can set it up with my phone if you want to show them.
It won't hold it steady?
No, you need the app to activate it.
Really? Okay, well, so much for demonstrating tonight. Anyways, I'll be excited. I think next week, what I'm going to do is I'm going to live stream. I tell you what, why don't you guys tell me? Should we do a live stream from Sawgrass Grove? Or should we just go ahead and finish up the downtown areas of Spanish Springs? Because Spanish Springs has gotten a facelift. The entrance has all been redone by the villages, and I think that's mainly because they're putting apartments downtown on the square there, off the square where, oh my gosh, where Katie Bell's used to be. So now Katie Bell's, I mean, back in the old days, Katie Bell's was awesome. It was just like an old-timey saloon with a floor in the middle. You'd go upstairs, you'd look down, you'd watch everybody dancing on the floor. The band was off to the side on the stage. Katie Bell's back in the day was great. And then the Villages kind of gutted the bottom floor and then just made Katie Bell's just on the top floor. And then now I guess it's completely gone. So that's kind of sad for apartments. All right, so not a big fan. Anyways, I mean, I really felt like what they had was great. All right, anyways, so y'all let me know. Lake Sumter Landing, Spanish Springs, Town Square next week, or Sawgrass Grove. Sawgrass Grove obviously isn't as big, but it does have the Ezel Rec Center right there. So when we do go to Sawgrass Grove, if it's next week or not, we'll go ahead and tour Ezel Rec Center as well. But they have a little putt-putt place there. It might be a pitch and putt, I'm not really sure, but there you go. Oh, Jamie Miller. Hey, Jamie Miller, thank you for joining us tonight. Yep, Grandpa Kaz, there we go. All right, let me back up just a little bit. So we have Gary Winkle. Gary's joining us from where Jamie Miller's joining us, from Tallahassee. And then we have CC Gaskell. So if any of you see or notice CC Gaskell in our chat right here, that's Corky and Brenda. And I had the pleasure of seeing them for the last, 3 or 4 days. And they've been really doing a whirlwind tour down here in the Villages. They went to On Top of the World and stayed on what they call the World Tour what is it? It's 3 days, 2 nights. And then they went over today. Well, they went over yesterday, but I met them again today at Del Webb Stone Creek. So we went out and we had a great time, kind of touring around with the new home sales agent over there. Went and looked at some, they call them move-in ready homes. And I took a video actually. So let me share a couple videos and pictures with you. Check out my adventure here. First of all, we went by the pool. So look at this. All right. That's the first. Antonio, I'm glitching out. So as you can see, let's try that one more time. Ducks. All right. That's the first. That is the first. That's the first time I have ever seen those ducks in that swimming pool. That's a great swimming pool. They call it a beach entrance, where you kind of you go right from nothing right on into the water. You saw the guy over here to the right doing laps. All right. That's the first. There he is. All right, so we did, hold up. Any of you witnessing a little glitching going on in that video? I don't know why it was doing that, but went ahead and looked at, here's another video, and let me see, where's the inside? This says 13 seconds, I know it's more than that. Oh no, okay, we started at 13 seconds. Here's walking into the home. Laundry room. Living room, tile floors. I really wanted you guys to get a view of this home site. Look, that home site goes all the way out to where you see those bushes. That's a berm that separates the home sites. This is a very deep home site. Nice kitchen, quartz countertops. All right, so this is just a little short video of a model called the Crosswind here in Stone Creek. Huge walk-in closet. I mean, this thing is huge. So that's the Crosswind at Del Webb Stone Creek. $375.
That fits in between the two.
Giant garage too. The garage was unbelievably deep. So there you go. This is what the outside looked like. Whoops. There we go. Little peek outside. I don't know if that's my camera or It's doing that. Let me just see here.
The black? The black screen?
No,
Okay. Because they can't see that.
it's glitching out. Oh, I gotta go over here. Over here. Little
looks
peek
fine there.
outside. Does? All right. So, anyways, just wanted to share that with you guys. There's All right, so what'd you think of that? That was my day with Corky and Brenda, and so had a blast. You know, just going with them as Angela showed us around today there at Del Webb Stone Creek. So that was cool. I don't talk enough about On Top of the World and Del Webb Stone Creek. But anyways, I think they really enjoyed it, and maybe they can make mention of what they thought about it. All right, let me get past this. Can't hear. There's a problem with the audio. No audio. Ira can't hear you. Much better. Jerry Bell, did Skip come over to help with your setup? Yeah. He sabotaged me. All right. So there you go. Yes, we can hear you. Very good. Thanks, Peter. I appreciate it. So, Robert, I'm here tonight. Ira, we're watching the live, working on seeing you soon. Looking forward to it, Robert. Hope to see you back in the office very soon. So, Franum, good evening. Thank you for joining us this evening. And we have Mindy in the house. Elaine, you better take notes, Ira, on how to set it up in case your IT department calls out sick. Well, actually, I had Christian here today because Christian's working on my podcast. So I brought Christian back. Wanting to say Kristen, but Kristen is over there at On Top of the World. Well, she used to be. Anyways, brought Christian back 3 days a week. He's here working on my podcast. Doggone, I wish I had. I showed you. I just wanted to show you what the page, the home page looks like. It's coming out. It's coming out cool. We've already filmed 2 podcasts. We have another one on Wednesday. So we're rocking and rolling on the podcast. So I know I told you all we were going to start podcasts. We have started the podcast. So I'm excited. Actually, I think we have 2. Don't we have 2 podcasts? We're gonna film 2 podcasts on Wednesday. Michaela and Jason, I believe. Because yeah, we'll need to check on that. Anyways, I think I have 2 podcasts. So I'm very excited about that. So I hope you all kind of tune in and check out our podcasts. So Jamie, thank you for joining us this evening. Jerry says, Jamie, we thought you were giving us breaking news about your dad being a grandpa. Oh my God. Jerry. No. She's still in school, finishing up that master's degree. So, my brother came down to visit me this week and stayed over the weekend, and we went up and saw my son Joey in Jacksonville. Actually, my brother came down from Columbia, South Carolina, and so we've been having really good quality time. Went down to West Palm, saw my aunt and a friend of his, and then a friend of mine. And then we saw, oh man, you know what? Let me see my cell phone. Let me see yours. Where's yours? Where's that? video you took Saturday night. This is what we saw Saturday night. I didn't download it onto here, but I'm going to kind of stick it up to the screen here. You know what that is? Is it going? Oh, okay. So that's the beach, and we are in Melbourne Beach. I hope y'all can kind of see that, and maybe I'll have Antonio put it on the screen there. But that was the Falcon 9 rocket going up, delivering a bunch of Starlink satellites. It was amazing. And right about now is about when we started to hear the blast off. It took about 30 or 40 seconds for us to hear the sound. There it is. And it was amazing. See that? Look at that. That was really cool. So any of you that are down here and they're going to launch one of these rockets, I highly, highly recommend that y'all attend one of those. It's about an hour and a half drive from the villages and to Melbourne. And then, like I said, you go to the beach and you can just watch it go right up in front of you. And it's so cool. And now they even have the boosters. We have video of the boosters as well coming down from the sky, which is really cool because that's something that, I'm not used to seeing. Let me see if that was on my brother's. But let's see, is this where they're coming down? This is where it's coming down. That little spot. That's the boosters coming down and landing in the ocean. Well, not in the ocean, but landing on a barge in the ocean. So cool. You want to say hi to everybody? You don't want to... You sure you don't want to come over here and say hi? Oh my gosh. Oh. There's so many people that just don't like that camera. Anyways, absolutely not. That's a hard no, Jerry Bell. You and Skip having a video at the same time. He's got an update on the kidnapping news. First of all, Skip and I don't have videos at the same time, do we? I hope not. Anyways, you and Skip having a video at the same time. He's got an update on kidnapping. I have no clue what you're talking about, Mindy, about kidnapping, but Victoria! Hey, thanks for joining us tonight. And I appreciate the feedback and the request. So I have one Sawgrass Grove. Okay, and then Phantom. Sawgrass Grove. Not Phantom. Franum. is saying Monday nights are great. So, hey, I think we're going to have to go on down and check out Sawgrass Grove. Spanish Springs is my town square, says Mindy. Less than 3 years and I'll, oh gosh, Gary, we got the countdown going. Well, that's not bad. It was 4 when you started coming on here. All right, hold on. I kind of zoomed ahead here a little bit. What happened? What happened? Okay. Sawgrass Grove, says AJ. Would love to pass by to meet you all. Well, I think the consensus is we're going to be there Monday night. So we always advertise. We always kind of let everybody know where we're going to be ahead of time. So maybe, if you see me there at Sawgrass Grove, you'll come over, say hi. Maybe you want to be on our little live channel, our live stream, and then we'll have, hopefully I'll have that gimbal working good. But that thing, man, it's steady, it's sturdy, it's made out of good quality material. I really think that that's going to be the ticket for our remote live streaming. Okay. Let's see. Jerry Bell, 501 Blues playing in Spanish Springs next Monday. Oh no. Don't forget, next Monday is April 1st, April Fool's Day. So maybe, I'm telling you I'll be at Sawgrass Grove, and I'll really be at Spanish Springs. For April Fools. What do we do about that? All right, so stay tuned. All right. And there's my man Bill Rizzo. Better late than never, Bill. How are the Keys doing? You holding that part of the state down for us? Hopefully the weather's good for you. And then AJ's saying, where is that? Oh, Sawgrass Grove. Where is Sawgrass Grove? Oh, you want to show off with your phone?
Would you like to demonstrate?
I will in a minute. So that is on Megason in the new area. So whether you go down Morris, or if you're coming from Brownwood, right, you'll come right through the light, downtown Brownwood, come across 44 and just follow Megason all the way over to Sawgrass Grove. You can't miss it. There's a big train car out there, and then where that train car is, right behind it is where the band starts playing. So yeah, we'll love to see you out there. So if you are there, AJ Home Concierge, come visit us. Come say hi. Come get on the camera and say hi to everybody. Let's see. Jerry Bell says, hey, Rizzo. All right, so, Corky, Stone Creek. So what's... I'm looking for the significance of you telling me about Stone Creek. Which pool is a... Oh, yeah. Okay, well, maybe Corky just... I don't know. He said that before Mindy even asked. I was trying to watch Skip's video at the same time. What is Skip doing?
Yeah, he just released a video 30 minutes ago.
Hold up. Is he live?
No, it's just a video.
Hold up. Mindy, you're trying to watch Skip Smith's video that you can go back to any time rather than watching this live stream live. I'm going to have a talk with Skip about releasing those videos during my live stream anyway. So he's probably mad at me anyways, because we were supposed to have gone out to dinner a long time ago, and I know I need to call him, and I know I need to get over there, and we need to go out to dinner. But you know what? In the season, when everybody's here, I kind of like to wait till after April. That way we can get right into the restaurants with no problem. So if anybody sees Skip or talks to Skip, or Skip sees this, hey Skip, don't be releasing no videos while I got my live chat going, or my live stream. Anyways, just kidding. Say hi to Sue. We're going to go out to dinner real soon, Skip. Alrighty, so back to my chats. Okay, Mindy, so, CC Gaskell told you Stone Creek. Greetings from Michigan. Oh, I hear you're having some bad weather up there again, I think. Missy in Michigan. So let us know what the weather's like up there. So Mindy, Stone Creek. Okay, so he is confirming that video of those ducks in that swimming pool was at Del Webb, Stone Creek in Ocala, just to the north of On Top of the World. There you go. That's a great plug. So what did you think? Have you made a decision, Corky, that you want to release to everybody tonight on live stream? The deep home sites have an upcharge. Okay. But even the standard ones still have that berm behind them, and they're still bigger than the villages, right, Corky? So, but that one that we saw was super deep. I mean, you could just about put a pool in any of them if you wanted to, but that one that I showed you the video of, that was just awesome. All right, so that closet's big enough for my model railroad. I'm telling you, Gary, I don't even think I was able to get the real feel of the size of that walk-in closet. It was just enormous. I mean, it was almost as big as this room that I'm in right now. So yeah, I know the ladies like that. Okay. So, let's see, I prefer Corian countertops. Don't know why they aren't doing them anymore. The stone countertops have maintenance. Granite, well, I don't know if I should even admit this, but my granite countertops, I know you're supposed to season them, and you're supposed to clean them, and all that good stuff. I don't think that my wife has these bleach wipes. Ever since COVID, man, she's got a cabinet full of these bleach wipes, and she's just wiping that countertop down all the time with bleach. So that's our granite. Quartz isn't porous like granite is. So I mean, that's why Mindy, I think Corian is gone, because it scratches. Not only does it scratch, but when you have like the sponges that have that really rough side to them, the Scotch brand rough side, really scratches up those Corian countertops, and then the sheen is gone. And I think quartz has really kind of taken its place, and Corian's probably gone forever unless they can make it scratch proof. And that's why. All right. Yep, that was some backyard, I'm telling you. Kelly and Ken, hey, thanks for joining. I appreciate it. Everyone's just sitting down with dinner and a good YouTube channel. Yeah. And so, oh, Ken's not, he's coming in for the weekend. Finally. When is he going to be moving down here for good? So, is Amy over there? Is she kind of visiting? You said everybody's just sitting down for dinner. So, if Amy is there, love Amy. Love you too, Kelly. Love you too, Ken. Let's see. We voted on top of the world first, Stone Creek second, Villages, no thank you. So, yeah, I hear that a lot, Corky. So I think I need to really start promoting On Top of the World again and Stone Creek. You know, I stopped there for a while because the developer of On Top of the World was really coming down on me. But now that things have slowed down, I kind of have a little idea that he might not be so hard on me. And we need to start talking about On Top of the World a little more for people just like Corky, because too busy, too crowded, too big. Those are all the reasons why when a lot of people come here, they're like, and Corky doesn't even golf. So I know a lot of people, especially the permanent residents here, the full-time residents here, they really get aggravated when a lot of renters and the seasonal people come down to golf and fill up the golf courses because of that point system that is here in the villages. So I'm sure all of you kind of know about that because I do mention it from time to time. But, you know, as Corky can probably tell you, I think he said it was like 10 grand to join the country club over at Stone Creek. But that's, you know, but that's for unlimited golf. So if you're a big avid golfer, you probably spend that easy anywhere you go in a year. But it gives you discounts at the range. It gives you discounts in the restaurant. So there's a lot of advantages. It just depends on how much golf you play, because if you pay that, he said it's 10,000. Honestly, I don't know, but he's staying there, so he knows. But if you play a lot of golf, then you're going to pay that one way or the other. So thank you for letting me know about that. I think that's a good choice. It's kind of the I liken it to the three bear. You know, one's too hot, one's too cold, and one's just right. So, and On Top of the World seems to fit that just right scenario. So there you go. Plus, I think they like the models a little bit better over there. I think you have a little more options. Going to visit On Top of the World in June. Oh, so when Corky and Brenda came down, you know, I met them here in the villages. Then, for me to be able to assist them in a new home scenario over there, I have to be there to hand them off to the sales rep for the first time. So if any of you are coming down and you want me to work with you and you want me to help you, you know, make suggestions on selecting options if you're going to build a home, or suggestions on a home site, or coming and watching and overseeing your home as it is in the building process, or the walkthrough, because they always have a walkthrough right before they put the drywall up, and you want me to do a video. There's a lot of stuff that I can do for you if I'm labeled as your representative there. So Gary, I think you did. I think we've talked about this before, that you've let them know that you're working with me, but it's always a good advantage for you, I think, if you do. But I had to go and meet Corky and Brenda at On Top of the World, and then I was off to West Palm Beach with my brother. And so, but I was able to at least meet with them in the morning, introduce them to their salesperson there, and then he took them off, and off they went to the models, and hopefully they saw the rec centers there. The girl who I usually like to put people with is gone. And man, it took me a long time to train her, and now she's gone. But, because I told her, I said, listen, you have to take these people around to all the rec centers. Don't even shortcut this tour, okay? And so that's what she did. She would take everybody, show them both major rec centers, show them the lodge in the Candler Hills, and show them the country club and downtown. There's a lot to see there at On Top of the World. So now I got to find somebody else I have to train. Anyways, moving forward, let's see. I want to try to get caught up here. Let me see what time it is. Where am I? I'm behind.
6:44.
All right. So I'm at 6:26. So Mark Ryan, thank you for joining. I'm sorry I'm about 20 minutes late to welcoming you to the chat. Ira, were you able to move Fort Knox yet?
The safe.
Oh, guess what, you guys? You know what? Missy, thank you for mentioning that, because Cimarron is under contract before it even got finished. And the people said they want to keep the safe. So they want to keep the vault. They wrote the safe into the contract. They wanted the safe. They're going to rip out all those cabinets that we painstakingly painted and put back up. And I told my man Javier, I said, Javier, I think I missed the boat on these cabinets a little bit. I'm thinking, and this is after he's already put the doors back up and the drawers in and everything else. I said, we need to do soft close. That's what everybody has today. We have soft close doors and drawers. And after he's already put everything back together again, he's like, Ira, they'll never miss it. Well, this lady who put the offer in on Cimarron is totally ripping out all the cabinets in the kitchen and putting her own high-end cabinets in. She didn't even want the appliances that I was going to put in there. I was putting some high-end KitchenAid appliances in that home, in that kitchen. I mean, it was going to look sweet. And then we were going to put a backsplash. We already had the granite in. I don't know how much y'all have seen, how much we've done so far. Are all the videos up, Antonio, for Cimarron right now?
Not all of them.
Are we up to date?
No. We've still got, they've got 2 more that are recorded that aren't up yet.
Okay, so we'll get those up. We'll probably post both of them this week because
Yeah, that was the plan.
since we already have it, we're under contract now. I'm actually going to probably do one last video now, kind of go through everything, and the changes we made were incredible. But after the fact, I started thinking of other things, and anyways, we're going to do a last video, I think, on this. But yes, Missy, Fort Knox stays. It's not going anywhere. Thank God. That's all I can say. Because I literally lost sleep over what I was going to do with that vault. And there's plenty of room to park your golf cart in there and everything else. You know, we could have left the vault. I just thought, you know what? More people are going to want the space than they are the vault. but I think this lady ultimately wants the vault. So just like most of you said, Mark Ryan, thanks so much for joining us this evening. We good? Okay. Am I missing something? Okay. So thank you, Mark, for joining us. Yep, the Rocket Launch, Melbourne Beach. We used to have a home in Palm Bay. I like it over there. And I used to live in Palm Bay myself back in 1990. So what was that? 34 years ago. Man, time flies. I lived in Palm Bay. Then I moved to Cocoa. Then I moved to Ocala. Let's see. Saw Artemis. Oh gosh, the Artemis launch. But I think they're launching that out of Texas, aren't they? Or Alabama? I don't know. Gary, you're up there in Tallahassee, so you could probably go see it easier than most of us. So funny how we never went to a rocket launch. Even when my husband worked at Mission Control in Houston, he's only seen it from the control room. I would love to see that. Great, you got such a good video. And Kelly, I still need to do a final video in your place too. The before and after. So as soon as we can get together, I really would love to come out there. And so maybe when Ken gets here, we can go out to dinner one night or lunch or whatever, and then I can come over and do a video. Jamie, are you not going to bring Uncle Mark in? Uncle Mark. Uncle Mark. Uncle Mark says, no. Jamie came here. Jamie was right here. Uncle Mark says, not a chance, Jamers. Come on, Uncle Mark, I did it. She's guilting you into it. So he released his video in a few minutes after 6. A lady was kidnapped in Monarch Grove by her ex-boyfriend. Police standoff in Marion County in Chatham. Oh man, that's old news, Mindy. That was last week. So actually, that was on a street called Bellhaven in Chatham. And I just did a podcast. So when you guys see my podcast with a guy named Jim lives on Bellhaven, and I've been meaning to call Jim and say, hey, where was this standoff in relation to your home on Bellhaven? It was unbelievable, and I've been meaning to call. As soon as I get off this live stream, I'm calling Jim. I need to find out about that. So, yeah, that's old. Man, that was early. That was a week ago. So, you know what? He's trying to sabotage my live stream by releasing that old news video. Shame on Skip. Gary, it would be a lot less if the agency would let me work remote. True. Who do you work for, Gary? He works for the FDACS. Sure you do. I guess you better Google that one. Isn't in St. Catherine? Wrestler, thanks for joining in. It is 6:55, and this says Wrestler's in it. Oh man, I'm like a half hour behind you guys. So Wrestler says, I'm going to watch Skip's video. I will watch your live show on the replay. That's Skip. He's going to get it. Wrestler, I'm glad you're just kidding, because Mr. Smith is going to hear it from me. Is that the one that Skip made about the kidnapping? Oh my gosh. Anyways, yes, Ronald, he released his update a few minutes after 6, so a later update than the first update this morning. That was last week, you guys. Old news. I'm surprised you haven't even heard that. Sunny and 68 in southeast Michigan. Whoa, nice. Well, I don't know where I saw that blizzard then this morning that's going on. I guess that's in the Midwest. When you're looking at your new build, what are you feeling for above the door jamb? You saw that video. So, really, the new build before this last one had holes, like right up above the door jamb, and I'm looking at a door jamb in here, but I'm feeling to make sure there's no holes up there, right? And then when I was feeling up there, I felt the frame was, I don't know, it felt like it was about, I don't know, maybe that much away from the wall, and it should be flush against the wall. But that's what I'm doing. I'm looking for holes up there that I found once before. Hello everyone, if you haven't already, please participate in our poll that is on the community page. So, Miss Miller, on the community page of
Our channel.
YouTube?
Yeah.
Facebook?
No.
YouTube? There's a poll. Cool. So, there's a poll on our community page. Should we go to that?
If you can bring up the YouTube channel on your...
Well, I got my YouTube channel, and now I'll go over here, and I'll go to view my channel. And here's the community page right down here, y'all. And so we'll click on community. Whoops. Let me go over here.
A bit further down.
What's on your mouse? Okay. Right here?
No more. You'll see it.
Hello, HATV family. You asked and we listened. We are working on getting some merch. Yes, set up for you guys. We wanted to take a poll. We'll bring this up on our live tomorrow as well, which is today, which is right now, to see what all you'd be interested in seeing in our merch store. Please let us know. Oh, so hey, we already got some people. 53% t-shirts, 40% hats. Good job, Jamie. Good job. Very nice. So if y'all would go to our community page whenever you visit, we would really appreciate it. That's cool. That's cool, Jamie. I love it. All right. All right, thank you, James. Just me and the fur babies. We have Corian and the keys and courts in the village's homes, respectively. My wife also thinks the villages might be too big for her. Not completely off our list, but also considering Sola Vida and a few others. Well, I can tell you Sola Vida, I don't know if you've been to Sola Vida, Wrestler, but I've been there myself. I am gonna reserve my opinion because I don't want to get myself in trouble. But I've had a lot of other people tell me they don't like Sola Vida as much as they like these other communities. Let's see, does that have grout with the tile? So we put in a porcelain tile slab countertop with waterfall side. Ooh, nice. Porcelain tile slab countertops. Yes, my friend in Melbourne, who we went to go visit, did some tile countertops. Look beautiful. So, let's see. I saw your comment on the Discord. Victoria! Oh my God, all your hard work, the granite and the cabinets looked amazing. Glad they want the vault. Did they want the water feature? Good question, because they haven't said anything about the water feature, so I didn't see anything about the water feature. So I'm thinking they probably like it. However, with that said, one of the things that I really felt like after the fact, even though we weren't finished and I was really seriously thinking about it, was cutting a picture window in the middle of the wall. So if y'all are ever watched that video or watch those videos, you'll have French doors on either side, and then a big, long wall. And in that wall, I'm telling you, if somebody put a beautiful, large picture window in there to emphasize that view, that would be the ticket. If I did that, that home would have been worth 1.1, 1.2. There was a couple of more things I could have done, but the owner only gave me so much money to play with and to spend. But I could have pretty much, guaranteed him a lot more if I was able to do everything that I wanted to do to that home. But that was a major one that I think, because we had plenty of wall space for TVs if we wanted to put TVs on the wall. But that one looking out over the golf course and the preserve, that would have been just awesome. So yes, I agree. Artemis launches from Cape Canaveral. Oh, I'm definitely going to get over to see that. Artemis goes to the moon. Starship and the Super Heavy booster launch from Boca Chica. Gotcha. I'm gonna skip and stick with Yara. I'm gonna skip and stick with you. Oh, okay, Robert. Yeah, thanks, Robert, because skipping his old news and releasing that video of old news, I'm gonna give him a piece of my mind. Bruce, any thoughts on NAR lawsuits, especially for people already working with you? I heard something about in July having to sign an agreement with the buyer's agent. And that brings us up to date. Oh, let's see. Hold up. Let me make sure. I just saw it coming in. Jamie, there's two. I don't know why the one poll you have to click the comment to see it. There's two. Anyways, I'm lost on that one, Jamers, but we did show on the community page. Let me just go back there real quick. Is there something else we're missing? I don't think so. Oh, this is where all our notices is. Our notices are.
Yeah, there should be two polls up there. I can see two.
I only see one.
Try refreshing the page.
Refresh. Okay, we refreshed. We're on community. Tune in. We want to add a second post to include a few more things. I don't see a second post.
It's strange. I don't know why YouTube's having an issue showing it, but I can see him over here.
Well, I just clicked on community again. Share an image to start a caption contest. Okay. Tune in for another. Nope, I don't have it. So I don't know. Maybe not everybody's getting it, Jamie. But oh, this one has different now. Oh, okay, this is different. Yeah, there's the second one. Polo shirts, zip ups, bags, coffee mugs. Wow. Those coffee mugs are up there. T-shirts, hats are up there. Coffee mugs, zip ups. Cool. All right, thanks, Jamie. Thanks for putting that up there. All right, back to Bruce. Any thoughts on the NAR lawsuit, especially for people already working with you? I heard something about in July having to sign an agreement with the buyer agent. I put my vote in. I wanted to personally sign underwear. Oh, wow. The new set, not the used ones. We only give new ones. I'm sorry. All right, let's talk about this NAR lawsuit, because we did get a request from somebody as well. Oops, wait a minute. I gotta come back to you. All right. So we did get a request from Elizabeth. And there, Elizabeth, I do have your request. So our local board of realtors has been telling us to refrain from comment. I don't know why, because it is what it is. And I know Robin Cavallero put out a video, and I think some of y'all wanted to, might have watched her explanation. And so I guess I'll give you mine. So everything that I've read and watched and studied says that, okay, the MLS is not going to put in the MLS what the commission rate or structure is anymore. So used to be, and lay people, only realtors could see what the commission splits were. And so speaking more to that, the seller's agents really brought a lawsuit because they didn't think it was right that they had to pay for both the listing agent to list their home and pay for the buyer's agent to come and buy their home. So I really put a lot of thought into this. How did we ever get there, actually? How did we ever get to where the seller actually paid for the buyer's agent as well? Well, it kind of just makes sense to me that if you have a bunch of sellers out there trying to sell their home and they're paying their listing agent a certain percentage of a commission with no buyer's agent commission built into it, all a seller has to do is come in and say, hey, buyer's agent, I'm willing to pay you a commission if you'll show my home, if you'll try to sell my home. All right, so look, I'm not saying anybody would do this. I'm not saying any realtor would do this. However, if you think about it, common sense will tell you human nature would kick in. And so if you have a buyer that says, I'm going to pay a buyer's agent 2% on top of what I'm paying my seller's agent, what do you think is going to happen? Right? Not all real estate agents are going to look at that one listing because that seller is paying more of a commission. And I'm going to tell you right now, that would not concern me one way or the other either, because look, I've been doing this for 24 years. I don't do it for the money, all right? I do it to satisfy and make my customers happy. And I know because they'll tell you in the villages that Most people in the villages move 3 times. I'm going to tell you, most of my customers, 1 time. 90% of them, 1 time. I get it right the first time. How do I get it right the first time? Because I listen. Because I'm more of a consultant than I am a real estate salesperson. So I'm going to help you understand what it is you're looking for. When you see my podcast, Jim Levites, he's going to tell you exactly that I brought him to a home that needed all kind of work to it, and that is a home that he bought and purchased and renovated, and that was not even on his radar screen. He was wanting a villa, a 2-bedroom, 2-bath villa. This is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home with a huge Florida room, which he set his office up in, which he's going to tell you in the podcast. So I don't do things for the commission. I don't do things for the money. I do things because I do what's right, and I want to make sure that I get it right the first time, okay? So I just want to make that perfectly clear. But with that said, I'm thinking that's probably how all this got started, with the seller paying the buyer's agent, because there was maybe a bonus, right? And so there's going to be a lot of agents, especially brand new agents, especially starving agents, especially agents who don't have the experience and need the money, that are probably going to look at that and say, man, I'm going to try to get my person to buy this home because I'm going to get, the seller to pay my commission. On top of now, what's probably going to happen is they're saying that the buyer's agents have to negotiate their own commission, because sellers no longer, so what the whole lawsuit was about was that they were calling it price fixing. Now to me, there was no price fixing, because nobody that I know of told a seller, hey, you need to list at 6%, you need to list at 5%, 4%, or whatever, right? But the standard was that the seller paid the seller and the buyer, and so now we have, here's 5%, 6%, 4%, whatever percent split between the seller and the buyer agents. Now what they're saying is, all that's gone away. We're kind of resetting everything back to where the seller's agent negotiates their commission, the buyer's agent negotiates their commission. So as most of you know, my expertise, my tenure in the business, 24 years in the Villages area, and 9 years with the Villages before I went out into the MLS world. And so I consider myself an expert in the Villages market, in and around the Villages market. That's why you see homes around the Villages, and I used to call myself the Villagers expert, or the Villages expert, until I was asked to stop using that name, the Villages expert. But I felt like I am the Villages expert. I just put out a video. There's nobody that can compare, and this isn't arrogancy, honestly. I'm the least arrogant person I feel like you'll ever meet. But I do have more credentials, better tenure, more experience than anybody else out there. I have a contractor's license, as you all pretty much know. I have a home inspector license, and a drone license, and whatever. So I can go and I can look at homes, I can help you, I can show you homes, I can point things out, I can help you with suggesting, home sites, everything. I feel like I bring the total package. Now, what are buyer's agents going to ask for their commission? That's the big unknown, right? That's the big unknown, and I can't even tell you at this point in time what I'm going to charge. So I'm thinking I'm going to charge 2.5 or 3%, which is what the the seller used to pay my commission. But I'm thinking, why should I take a pay cut from this erroneous lawsuit? Because again, it wasn't price fixing like they said. NAR has not admitted any fault in the negotiation and payment of the fine. But and actually now I've even offered myself as a buyer's agent for homes listed by the villages. Okay, so I'm even kind of ahead of the curve before all this even came down. And so now, really, if we are, as buyer's agents, which I'm a seller's agent and a buyer's agent, but if as a buyer's agent, I have to set my own commission, well, I started doing that anyways to sell villages, pre-owned and new homes. And I've been getting a lot of calls from people asking me, hey, can you represent me in buying a village's home? Because all villagers sales agents are seller's agents. Not one of them is considered a buyer's agent. As a seller's agent, just like my video says, they have a fiduciary responsibility to the seller. In negotiations, right, they have a fiduciary, even the agent representing you in a transaction, they have a fiduciary responsibility to the seller. Everybody needs to know that, okay? And so that's why you need somebody like me who's willing to negotiate a buyer's agent commission, to where now, if you work with me, you could work with me buying a village's home or an MLS home, because now buyers have to pay the buyer's agent's commission, thanks to that lawsuit. So in my opinion, it's not real good news for buyers out there, for all you buyers out there. If you want to be represented by an expert who is an expert negotiator, and I can pretty much guarantee you I'm going to pay for myself. What I'm going to negotiate for you as your buyer's agent is going to be much better, especially with a village's listing, because you have that village's agent, again, with their fiduciary responsibility to the seller. You need somebody who's going to work for you, who's going to be looking out for your best interest, who's going to negotiate for you. I'm an expert negotiator, and I will pretty much guarantee you I will pay for, if not 100% of my commission, most of my commission just out of the negotiations that I'm going to be able to do. And again, that's 24 years of experience as a buyer's agent in this market. And so there you go. That's kind of the whole thing in a nutshell. So hopefully this commentary I just went on pretty much answers most everybody's question about what's going on, what's going to happen, why is this happening, what's the future look like. In my opinion, you need somebody who is an expert in contracts, which I am. You need an expert who is an expert in negotiations, which I am. You need an expert to look at homes to make sure you're not buying a dog. You're not buying something, that you're really going to regret later on, with my contractor and home inspector experience. And so all of that, in my opinion, is worth every penny that somebody might have to pay when you're needing representation. You need representation. And so a lot of people up north, like in New York and New Jersey, they have to work with an attorney when they're selling a home, right? New York and New Jersey, it's mandated that you have an attorney to do all the contractual work. Here, you just work with a realtor who is an expert in everything I just mentioned, and you're not having to pay an attorney. So a lot of people are even already paying like attorney fees. This is one-stop shop right here. And hopefully everybody will see the value of hiring a buyer's agent that you need in order to get the best price for a home. Make sure that the contracts are correct and you don't miss anything, and to make sure you're buying the right home. So that's what the whole gist of everything is. So I'm sorry if this might have even turned out to be an advertisement for me, but I mean, I really feel like I'm not trying to advertise myself. I'm just trying to prove, my worth and my ability, and hopefully y'all can see that, okay? So I'll leave it at that. If you have any other question, let me know. You can email me, you can text me, you can call me, ask me on my phone. Go ahead and give our 2 numbers out, Antonio, that you can call or text to or email me to, all right? So anyways, I just, that wasn't even scripted. That was just right off the top of my head, from my heart, how I feel about the whole situation. And again, I don't even know where we're going to go or what anybody's going to do about this, other buyer's agents or whatever. But I would love to help you. And I guess everything's supposed to change in July. There's a lot of unknowns out there, but I do know that I can protect you and help you and pretty much pay for myself. So, all right, let's get back to the chats. Bruce, thank you so much for that request and asking about that, and Elizabeth as well. Thank you for asking about that. And I think somebody wanted to ask that last week, and we didn't have the live. So there's my thoughts. Let's see. The used ones are already sold out. Yes, Bill. Okay, so Mindy saw Robin's video. Gary saw Robin's video. I kind of took a look at Robin's video as well, just to kind of, because of what Elizabeth asked me in this email, if I would take a look at that. So I honored what her request was, and I didn't even know she had a video out there, but I wanted to go ahead and talk about it. And so, all right. So Jamie, that's so weird, Mindy. I don't know what's going on with it. I don't know what Jamie is referring to. It's probably YouTube being. Wait a minute.
They're talking about the poll, how it wouldn't show up for you.
Oh, the poll. Okay, gotcha. Okay, well, it finally came up. All real estate agents should be like you, Ira. You put the client first. Thank you, Patricia, so much. I appreciate that. And I hope everybody sees that. That, as my father-in-law says, on a windy night, he wants to be able to sleep on a windy night. And yeah, at this stage of the game, where I'm at my age, with my, I'm all about helping everybody. And that's why I started this YouTube channel as well. Years ago, I wanted to start giving out information that people needed to know that they weren't getting anywhere else. And that's why I started this YouTube channel. And that's pretty much, I guess, any of you who watch my videos can really see how, the information that I bring forth and I give out to you all. And then we had a lot of people come along and realize that, they want to get on YouTube as well. But again, mine just started out as you needing 2 agents. You never heard that in the villages. And, when I worked for the villages, we never told anybody that you need 2 agents. That was back in its infancy in 2000 when the villages changed around from having their own pre-owned offices. They got rid of their Sun Central Realty and First Villages Realty. Any of you that's been around a long time know those offices. But anyways, I go way back to 2000 here in the villages. So thank you, Patricia, for that comment and that vote of confidence. I really appreciate it. Yeah, but people's needs change. They might buy a small villa for part-time use, upgrade later to a full-time, then maybe downsize. Well, you know what? I mean, that could be true, Mindy, but I like to feel like if that's going to be the case, so many times people tell me, I'm so happy that you talked to me about that and we decided just to go ahead with the full-time home because we knew we were going to be here full-time anyway. So that's what a good realtor does. A good realtor, I don't take anybody out to see homes until we spend about an hour, hour and a half. If I've never met you before, we spend about an hour to an hour and a half in my conference room going over everything. I ask the right questions, then we start talking about your wants, your needs, your desires, and I try to figure it out right the first time. So if that's you, if you're thinking, well, I'm going to buy a villa now, and then 2 years from now, I'm going to go ahead and sell that, and I'm going to buy my primary home or whatever, then I want to downsize, I'm going to tell you right now, people will go ahead and get the right home the first time, and then when they sell, it's only because they're selling and going back home to be with the kids or go to assisted living or whatever. I mean, that's, I understand what you're trying to say, Mindy, but many times it's just better to just go right with the right home the first time, and you're much happier about that. You're avoiding commissions. I mean, that's to my detriment. Would I rather, would it be to my advantage? Not that I would rather, but would it be to my advantage if you bought 3 homes? Yeah, it would be. Absolutely. I'd sell 3 homes, get 3 commissions, whatever, but that's just not how I work. I try to get it right the first time. All right. Let's see here. So, Teresa, how are you? Piscianeri, hopefully I got that right. In my uneducated opinion, I think the seller's agents just wanted an easy way to get both sides because now buyers will go straight to the seller's agent instead of having their own buyer's agent, which is not good. And I would have to say, Jamie, I love you, you're my daughter, but if anybody goes to a seller, again, you're not represented. You're not being represented. No one's looking out for your best interest. You might be trying to save the commission by going right to the seller, but I'm telling you, it's not good because the seller has one interest, and that's selling you their home under any circumstances. And so you need somebody representing you, making sure you get the right price. You're getting a good home. You're getting the home that you need. So yeah, I think first instincts, you might think, yeah, I'm just going to go right to the seller. I'm going to avoid having to pay a buyer's agent a commission now that it's coming out of my pocket. But I'm telling you that you're going to avoid issues and problems, and you'll be represented correctly, and you will be given good, correct information that you need to have, rather than just being represented by the seller. And it's the same way with, the village's agents. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's the same way with the village's listings. If you go right to the villages, it's just like buying a home from the seller's agents, because they're all seller's agents. And it's like a for sale by owner. If you go to buy a home from a for sale by owner, you're saving, the buyer's commission or whatever. But I'm trying to think of an analogy as to why you would want to go and hire somebody to represent you. It's like an attorney. I'm not saying I am not an attorney, but I am an expert in the real estate field. But many times you want to be represented by an attorney, right? If you're going to go to court, if somebody's suing you, you want to hire an attorney and who's going to represent you in your best interest. And yeah, you're paying, you're going to pay that money, but you're a little bit of money, but it's an insurance policy that you're not going to be zinged in the end. So just kind of think of it along those lines, okay? Okay, let's see. Thank you, Gary. I appreciate it. Jody Busa, hypothetically, can the buyer negotiate for the seller to pay the buyer's commission as part of the deal? Absolutely. You could always, everything, and I think that's probably what the bottom line is that everything is negotiable. Commissions are negotiable. Who pays the commissions is negotiable. And as I started out this whole what did I say this was? This whole thing, there's going to be seller's agents out there that are automatically going to say they're paying X amount of percent or dollars for the buyer's commission just to try to get these buyers to sell their home, especially when in a down market. And that's when really things are going to hit the fan, is when there's a down market and these sellers really want to get their home sold, and then they're going to say, man, I got to pay this buyer something to attract them to come sell my home. Hypothetically, yes, Jody. Mindy wants to. Mindy, are you a licensed agent? I mean, you are just right on the ball there. My bad. I thought I sent you that video. Thank you, Ira, for your expertise. Robin has a second video, part 2. I don't really think there needs to be. I don't know. I didn't even see all of Robin's video. But I pretty much think I told everybody or explained to everybody exactly what the whole gist of the matter is here. So, yeah, but if you're buying a second home, you got to be able to afford it without having to sell your primary home. True enough. All right, so good, and yes, correct about my last name. Thank you. I try. All right, everybody. Guess what? It is 7:30. Antonio, I don't have any statistics.
You have them on Edge.
Oh, I do?
Yeah, they're there.
Really? Okay. Well, here we go. All right, folks. I think we have kind of come to an end of Monday Night Live. Hopefully, you got a lot out of what I said tonight. I think so. Next week, Jamie Miller is going to go ahead and she's going to let you all know where we're going to be next week. We hope to see everybody there. And let's see. And I believe I left off with, we're going to Sawgrass Grove, I believe. Actually, I'm gonna have to see what the entertainment is because somebody mentioned the blues Monday night at Sawgrass Grove, and then somebody else mentioned a blues band at Spanish Springs. Sorry, so we'll let y'all know. Stay tuned. I guess look in our community section of our YouTube channel, and Jamie will let everybody know, and we're gonna post an advertisement too, to see how many people we can get to join us on a remote Monday Night Live. We will see you next week. Thanks everybody for joining us.